Hi there, EDC people. Hello, lady and gentlemen. Tonight I'm reviewing flashlights, specifically the flashlights that fit in your pocket with a flat shape form factor. The two flashlights that I'm reviewing today were provided to me for free by the retailer, Wurkkos, but as you will see, this review will be unbiased, unencumbered by any affiliation, and I'm going to take these lights above and beyond of what they're rated for. It's not just going to be over your functions, I'm actually going to get into real testing. The company marketing this light, Wurkkos, sent me two lights. Both are rated IPX5. I will validate that, and then I also will compare them to Surefire lights that you see here. But before we get into all this, let's go over their functionality, because you almost need degree in buttonology to understand these lights and how they work. This is HD01 UV with two lenses. One of them is ultraviolet and two buttons, the primary on the top and the secondary on the bottom. And this green HD01 has one lens and a green laser. Both lights have magnetic bases. Both have rechargeable batteries and the ports are located on the side. Both lights use USB-C ports. The box contents are identical. Let me show you. Pretty nice box. Would be nice giftable item. And here's a power cord, which I did not unravel. And this is a little lanyard that you can attach to the light. But how to attach it may not be obvious. The clip does have a hole that seems to be usable in that capacity. So I'm going to hitch the lanyard to that hole and show you what it looks like. Looks like it might have been designed for a much larger wrist than mine, but it works. Aha, here's the English version. And lo and behold, they actually included a functional flow block diagram, which makes things a lot easier for most people because it actually shows how the buttonology logic flows. One click puts it into moonlight mode and double click puts it into turbo mode. And that pretty much covers all my needs, but it has other functions as well. Before I show you all of them, let's get to the other light. So the black one has buttons reversed. So the main button is on the top and the secondary is on the bottom, which drives me nuts, but I recognize that most people will probably only buy one or the other, so it won't bother them at all. Obviously, I've been struggling here with the brightness settings. I'm glad they included this nice diagram. There are multiple clicks in various sequence involved with the changing functionality of the primary button. There's some programmable features. I don't want to spoil your pleasure of learning it on your own if you choose to buy this light. The secondary button is a whole other bag of fun, starting with this UV light that stands for ultraviolet, which makes biological matter containing proteins glow. And that may save your life during holiday travel if you stop at a motel. Multiple clicks on this button activates different modes on the side light bar. Yes, this light is equipped with a side light bar, and it does all these interesting things. If you're 9 years old, you will definitely enjoy that. But this video is not for kids. The most useful is this work light. I can definitely use something like that under my antique Jeep. The green model has a green dot laser, which is pretty potent. It stays focused pretty far out. I tried it from about 200 yards. And I can clearly see the green dot. The rest of the functionality is identical to the black flashlight. And if you actually are planning on gifting it to a 9-year-old, the side benefit will be your kid will learn how to use functional flow block diagram. And who knows what's next? Maybe a job at SpaceX. Let's take a look at how bright these lights are. Both are rated at 1200 lumens. And in turbo mode was a 3100 candelas. Lumens characterize how bright the light is, and candelas characterize how focused it is at a distance, how bright it appears at a certain distance. And these look almost the same to me. Another good comparison would be this Surefire Stiletto 1, or original stiletto. It's rated at 650 lumens, and I don't recall candelas, but it's not very focused light. It disperses at a short distance. Brightest mode, and then this one. So as you can see, the two are very comparable. So now I'm questioning whether or not those Wurkkos are actually 1200 lumens, because it looks pretty close to me to the 650 Surefire, and that one has verified rating. Well, let's see. I also own Surefire Stiletto 2 Pro, and that one is rated at 1400 lumens. Of course, this Stiletto 2 Pro is a $380 light, and Wurkkos is, what is it, 50 bucks right now? The sad part is I recently tested this Surefire Stiletto 2 Pro, and it miserably failed IP67 testing. All I can say with certainty is Wurkkos is not less bright than Stiletto 1 and pretty darn close to Stiletto 2. Folks, I don't do enough flashlight content on my channel to grant a purchase of Lumen sensor, but write me a comment if you think I should. The pocket clip. I really don't like it. It just doesn't work for me at all. Let me explain why. It's a dual function clip, has kind of two clips in one. One is designed to carry in the pocket, and the other one is designed to kind of attach to the bill of your baseball cap. That secondary clip is too tight, it's hard to attach it to the bill of the hat, and then it hangs so far forward that it is uncomfortable to wear it. And on top of it, to get it to shine where you need it, you have to adjust your hat into the awkward position. With the finer pants, like not very thick fabric, it goes in the pocket just fine. But when I tried it in my jeans, here's my little jean pocket tester, I couldn't push it in. It's awkward. You have to lift on the spring again and, you know, work its way in. When you remove it and try to put it back quickly, it just doesn't work like a normal pocket knife would. And when I try to sort of deform it just a little bit to ease the tension, it goes from not deforming at all to deforming too much in like a split second, and bends too quickly, and now it's way too loose. But you know me, I wouldn't leave you hanging there without offering a prescription on how to solve this problem. And it's pretty straightforward. They're aftermarket clips made for Benchmade knives that fit perfectly in the hole pattern of these flashlights, which means I can use any regular Benchmade clip or a deep pocket clip like this long one. But in the case of today's video, I am going to use those aftermarket clips. I think they come for about $6 to $8 for a set of 4, and they can be had in stainless or black finishes. So I think I'm gonna like it better with a black on green and silver on black. What do you guys think? One thing to keep in mind is that the surface you're mounting it to is curved. So I did not tighten the first screw all the way in, and now I'm going to interchangeably tighten them until the clip, conforms to the surface. Much easier to put it into the pocket. I can just push it in like any Benchmade knife. And as you saw, I did not have to bend the clip to adjust the tension. I'm going to call this a success and move on to the next part of the video. But first, I have to unleash my inner 9-year-old. Continue video we must. The lights are charged, iPad is set for time lapse, and now we're going to check out the claim that in the turbo mode, which is the brightest, these two lights can last 60 minutes. The Amazon affiliate links to these lights will be in the description, and my channel will benefit financially if you make a purchase. Also check out their larger models. The larger ones can be used as a power bank to recharge your other devices, although these small ones cannot. Both lights are holding up at the 15-minute mark, but then the black light dims and flickers out, and at 59 minutes so does the green one. I'm in my kitchen at 6:45 a.m. not because I wanted a cup of delicious coffee, but because I'm going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at those two lights. And by that, I mean I'm going to do IPX5 test. IP ratings that you are seeing here on my side on a split screen are not to be messed with. So the first digit after IP is the environmental dust condition setting, dust, sand, and small particulates in the air. As a flashlight, we don't really care all that much about that. But dropping your flashlight in the water or using it in a heavy rain, or if you're in service, maybe jumping off the rib boat and wading to shore, you would want your flashlight to stay, functional. You would want your light to work after you get ashore. So to think of IP ratings, and the most common are IPX4, 5, 6, and 7. So IP4 represents that torrential rain. IP5 represents a heavy water spray. IP6 represents incredibly heavy water spray, and IP7 represents submersion to 1 meter or 3 feet 3 inches of water. There's IPX8 as well, but that is reserved for companies who want to go beyond IPX7. And all it means, it's in some way exceeds IPX7, and that some way is defined by the manufacturer and the customer. Sorry, deep in the weeds here. Let me give you an example. If you own a boat and you have a sonar to find a fish, the sensor that emits sound waves through the water is on the bottom of your boat. It's exposed to a depth. So that item needs to be IPX7 qualified. Otherwise, it will leak, short out, and crap out. Well, in your cabin, you have the sonar readout display. That one can be IPX5 certified. It doesn't need to be IPX6 because I'll show you in a second what the difference is. IPX5 means this device is protected from pretty heavy water spray. And really on the deck of a boat, that's about all you need. IPX4, it'd be absolutely minimal rating that I would accept for like a headlight, for hiking, or something of that nature. Starting with your regular kitchen faucet on spray, this is equivalent to IP4. This is equivalent to IP5. And this is equivalent to IP6. Thank God I don't have to do that. In the test community, we tend to expose what we deem to be the most vulnerable areas of a device to test it properly. So we determine what the most vulnerable angle is and then shoot it, with water in this case. All right, so I'm gonna set the timer for 3 minutes. That still counts. Let's accelerate to 2x to be mindful of your time. 12.5 liters per minute, it's about 4 gallons. per minute. As you can see, it's pretty heavy. It's definitely heavier than the rain. But believe it or not, if something is on the deck of a ship, it will get paneled with this force of wave spray. Anyone serving in the Navy would know. Let us know in the comments about your big waves experience or being on deck of a ship during a storm. And if there are any lab geeks out there, let me know if I'm going too soft or too hard on these lights. Folks, if you're watching my videos but not reading the comments, you're missing out, I promise. For some reason, people that comment on my videos are some of the most intelligent, knowledgeable, and street-smart EDC enthusiasts. I try to answer all of these comments when I hit those buttons. And I especially enjoy reading dialogues between viewers that I often chime in on. The spray pattern coming out the nozzle is umbrella shaped. That's why I am trying to aim the edge of that umbrella right into the vulnerable areas. And we're almost done here. So 3 minutes are gone. And we can turn that off. Let me get some paper towels. All right. The rules do allow drying, wiping before testing the item. So here we go. And do this one. And now one more wipe with a dry paper towel. And let's examine the flashlights right here without leaving the seam. All right, so I don't see any water in the lens. Let's dry around the charging port. It's pretty critical to see if there is or there isn't water in the charging port. I don't have any fingernails. It's dry. Amazing. I did not expect that. Let's check this one out. Again, I don't see any moisture on the interior of the lens. And keep it more dry. And then let's pop that open. Nope. Dry. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so let's do the buttonology. The light turns on, turns off. Let's do this. Okay, I will say that it's working. Let's do this one. Turbo mode on. Battery is fully charged here. And then buttonology. Seems to be working just fine. So now I can say with certainty the company told us the truth. And these lights are water protected at IPX5 level. These lights are also impact resistant to 1 meter. This is my 1 meter deep IPX7 testing tube. So right here is 1 meter. I'm going to drop the lights from this height. And I think the lens is most vulnerable, so I'm going to drop them like this. That didn't work too well. I'm going to go farther from the tube. And repeat this guy. Let me go like this. And one more time. All right. Function check. That works. Wrong one. Sorry. Buttonology gets me every time. So they both work. Let's see. It bounced. Hold on. I don't see any cracking. There's a little chip here. No cracking. All right, now that I drop them and potentially dislodge something, I'm going to immerse them in 1 meter of water, but instead of 30 minutes, I'm going to give it about 30 seconds. That's it. Let me attach the string to these and we'll go from there. All right, I'm going to turn the lights on. So if they stop working, we'll see right away. Immerse them. And start the stopwatch. The full circle is 30 seconds. I don't like those bubbles coming out. I don't know if you see it on the video. I don't know if it's from the string. And of course there's a train now. I don't know if it's from the string or from the lights itself. It's never a good sign when your test subject emits air bubbles in the water. Come on. So 45 seconds is what we've got. And I'm going to let them drip off and then go ahead and dry them. What I didn't realize, not being either a flashlight reviewer or a scuba diver, this company has been making underwater lights for years. I'm sure their engineers will not be surprised that the lights withstood my tests. I'm going to dry the button area so I don't introduce any water in by pressing the button. Okay, let's see this guy. This button is also working. That's UV. And this is working as well. So I'm going to stop short of doing a full 30-minute immersion test because I don't see the reason. It's not a tactical light. So I'm going to wrap it up right here.